Scenario: a sailing boat is moving east at a constant speed on the Pacific Ocean. There are three forces that are exerted on the sailboat so that it remains at a constant speed. The current force of the ocean, which is 5 newtons directly north, and other one is the force of the wind directly east at 5 newtons. The question: what direction is the third force so that the object remains at a constant velocity? Let's just label the forces in the picture. Okay? So, notice that the force to the right, which is in purple, is 5 newtons. The force going up is the current force, which is 5 newtons. That green line is the net force, which is as a result of those two forces. Okay? So right now you can say that there is a net force going to northeast. Okay? Also note that the constant velocity means that the acceleration is 0. So all the sum of the forces here have to add up to 0. The net force is directly northeast, which is in the dark green or neon green. The third force that they're looking at has to be in the opposite direction to balance it out. Newton's third law. And so the opposite of northeast is southwest. You should see that there with the arrows. Now they would like you to compute the magnitude. The magnitude means you can just ignore the negative or the positive of that third force. This should look like a right triangle. Therefore, to solve for any right triangle, you can just use Pythagorean theorem. That neon green is actually just the hypotenuse. So if you want to label it, this is A, this is B, and your hypotenuse is your C. The equation, which is given on the formula sheet, a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. Solving for c, use square root both sides. Plug in the values. A was 5, b was 5. You get the square root of 50. Here you have to actually learn how to reduce this. So you want to split it into two parts. The first part is 25 and the second part is c. So it's the square root of 25 times the square root of 2. The reason why you want to break it down using the square root of 25 is the square root of 25 is a perfect square, which breaks down to 5. So c is 5 radical 2. That is the hypotenuse. So if this is 5 radical 2, the force in its equal and opposite direction would be 5, negative 5 square root 2. But here it asks just for the magnitude, so you can just ignore this. Okay, so that would be the third force so that it balances it out so the object is moving at constant velocity.